Let me start by showing you how my feed looks today. So number 1, 2, this 3, 4. 4 videos already, and one of the videos I've already watched about Gemini Ultra going out. Almost all of these channels will go through deep analysis with respect to what Gemini can do and what it's good at. So I'm going to take a different route and I'm going to be talking about 5 things it sucks at. And if you're considering making a switch from ChatGPT or GPT-4 to Gemini, you should probably wait till you see all of these 5 things. You have to go to bard.google.com, which is effectively where you went earlier, but this time they've just changed Bard to Gemini now. It's the exact same thing, but they call it Gemini now. And in order to access Gemini Advanced, you need to upgrade your plan. The good thing is that they know that the model is not there yet. So they're offering it for free for 2 months and then they charge you, I think, 20, which is similar to what ChatGPT also charges for G4 subscription per month. So just went ahead and activated the subscription just to try it out. And you can see once you do this, go to Gemini Advanced, and then you should be able to activate Gemini Advanced from here. The UI is similar to ChatGPT. You can see there are 4 recommendations here. There's an option for prompt here. There's an option for uploading the image here. There's the option to add new chat. And then there are the bunch of different options, which is similar to what we had in Bard version earlier on the left side. Now you can obviously upload the image. So the first thing that you would notice on the screen, and something that Gemini Ultra is not great at, is that you can't upload PDFs here and chat with your data. So if that's something that you're doing and planning to do on Gemini Ultra, you can't do it right now. Even if you drag the PDF here, it won't be able to support. While on GPT-4 or ChatGPT, you can actually upload PDF and chat with the data itself. The other thing that I noticed it kind of struggles with is writing basic code. So let's say we want to write an HTML code with this background and subscribe to newsletter box in the middle with option to add email and click subscribe now. And this is where I'm going to talk about one of the good things with Gemini is that it's super fast, at least based on what others were talking over the video itself. So you can see it generated the output really, really fast. Well, if you do the exact same thing on ChatGPT, it's going to take a couple of seconds. It's taking its own sweet time to generate the code, but in the meantime, let's just pick this code and go to a compiler and run it. So this is what it generated and it looks okay. So if I share the entire screen, it's not too bad. If we copy the code from ChatGPT and we paste it here, we run it, you can see again the results are not too different. But ChatGPT takes into consideration the design of the whole web page. And then you can see it kind of adds a different color to the subscribe button as well. If you look at the code of Gemini, you can see the button is not colored. While it's fast, it kind of reminds me of GPT 3.5 version. And while this is a very simplistic example, a lot of the videos that I walked you through earlier were talking about how GPT-4 is still better at generating code. This is the second thing that Gemini is not great at. The third thing that it's not great at, so I'm just going to quickly take thumbnail of one of the videos that I uploaded yesterday. This is about Smoke72B, which is the new king of open source AI models. So if you're interested, go ahead and take a look at that video, but I'm just going to quickly tell it to analyze the image. Can you look at the image and tell what it is about? A lot of conversation happened on Twitter when the initial version of GPT-4 Vision came out, because it was very, very good. And when we saw that Google demo early on, which seemed way advanced than what we see right now, we felt that this was going to be better than the GPT-4's vision per se. But if you look at the videos, they're talking about how it's not too great. And it seems like the very first version of anything. As for the image that we uploaded, you can see the image you sent me is a still from YouTube video titled Quick Walkthrough of Smoke72B. This is surprising because it was able to find the image on the internet and answer the question. So it actually looked up my YouTube video to find the image, which is very, very weird, which is something that I also didn't expect. I expected it to have link here. But anyways, let's try some other image. And this time I'm going to be trying the image of myself, and one of the things I want to call out, it's not going to be analyzing the images that have any sort of face in it. So if you want to analyze memes, then this is probably not a great place if you're looking for memes that have faces in it. So you can see it's not going to be able to help us with that. Let's see if Gemini is able to answer what this is about. The image you sent is a popular meme that features a close-up photo of a sheep's face. The humor comes from the unexpectedness of seeing a sheep's face appear when someone accidentally opened their camera front, which is not what this is about. This makes no sense. The meme basically means that when a person opens their front camera accidentally, this is how they see themselves. It's also also not great at reasoning. There were a couple of reasoning problems that were given to Gemini Advanced by a lot of videos that I watched earlier, but it wasn't able to give out great reasoning for those problems, while GPT-4 was able to. Let's take one of my favorite problems. So I have 3 cars today. I sold 2 yesterday. How many cars do I have? So the Gemini Advanced says I have 1 car left, when I in reality have 3 cars left, because I have 3 cars today. I sold 2 yesterday, so I still have 3, right? Now, if you put the same problem on GPT-4, if you have 3 cars today and you sold 2 yesterday, it means the sales of the yesterday did not affect what you have today, so you currently have 3 cars. So it got the reasoning problem correctly, which brings me to my third point, that it's not great at reasoning. Final bit, which I think it's not great at, is image generation. Firstly, it will outrightly not generate anything that has face in it. At least Bard did not, so let me check if this can. So you can tell it to generate realistic portrait of a person. I am assuming it's going to be able to generate that. But the minute you add a known face, it's going to deny upfront. Let me show you what I mean. So you can see it generated realistic portraits. If you plug this entire or the same prompt in GPT-4, it's going to do a similar generation. But now let's say, so you tell it to generate image of Elon Musk, it's going to deny it. And in some cases, people have also randomly got alerts that it won't be able to generate those images even though they did not have any sort of face in it. So maybe there might have been a temporary backend issue or something, but there have been cases where it wasn't able to generate the image. Now you can see it did generate a realistic image, and to be honest, like this one seems way more realistic than this one. But if you do full body, this is where it breaks. So let's say, by the way, let's also check if it's able to generate the image of Elon Musk. So it's not generating the exact face of Elon Musk, but it's not denying us the image itself. It's giving it the essence of a tech entrepreneur. Now, if I tell Gemini to generate a full body portrait, it's going to do a okay job. Like these images are not too bad. Almost seem like real clicks from an Ultra generating one more image, which is a little different than a normal human portrait. So generate an image of a flying rat with blue and red wings. Let's see what it's able to generate. So it generated a very weird image. And if you put this exact same thing in GPT, you can see it generated like a digital art, which looks way better than this. This seems like the early version of Midjourney or DALL-E 2. Well, this seems like a way more advanced generation. And this is the fourth thing that it's not great at, which kind of covers everything that it's currently not good at. Still seems like an early version of GPT 3.5. Things that it's great at is, number one, it's the speed of generation is great. The creativity is great. So a lot of YouTubers have talked about how the creativity of Gemini and ChatGPT or GPT-4 are almost around the same. So the generation that way are similar. It allows you to do a few more things beyond just generation. And let me also show you that. So let's say you generate a text like this. By clicking on the Google icon, you can basically get the citations for each of these or sources for each of these pieces of information that it has generated. The other thing that you can do is you can modify the response for longer, shorter, simpler, casual, and more professional directly in the chat itself without a second prompt. Everything else more or less seems similar. You can also work with extensions. So if you work a lot on Google related items, let's say you're working on Google Workspace, Docs, Excel, and stuff like that, it can kind of bring all of that together for you. So that's one other thing that is good for the platform itself. But overall, if you're considering switching for these few benefits, I would recommend wait for a few months before this becomes like a better version of what it is. I really hope this was helpful. Have a good one.